Hi everybody, this is Boogess Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the brand new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Justice League Task Force Superman figure. So before we take a look at Superman, let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So first up, he comes with your standard DC Multiverse base. Up next, you get his data file. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause that now. Up next, he comes with the legs of the Darkseid Build-A-Figure. So far, I have every figure in this wave but the Flash. Sometime soon, I'm going to be reviewing the Batman figure from this wave as well. And finally, he comes with these effects pieces. One for his hand and one for his foot. And as I said in my Aquaman review, I'm not fond of the way these look. I honestly think these kind of look ridiculous, honestly. So now, let's go ahead and take a look at his head sculpt. So taking a look at this head sculpt, I do not know what McFarlane Toys was thinking when they made this head sculpt. It just looks so weird. Like, he's extremely square-jawed. The lips are so dark it's not even funny. It looks like he's wearing lipstick. I think maybe a lot of the flaws from this head sculpt are because of the lips being so dark. Like, for some reason, his upper lip is a dark shade of red, and then down here it's a lighter shade. It just looks really, really funny. So maybe if I removed the paint there, that would improve this head sculpt. But I still think it looks really funny. The hair is sculpted really nicely, though. I think the hair looks great and has some really nice sculpt detail to it. And it even has some blue highlights over top of it. So while the head sculpt might not look great, at least the hair does. As for the body, this reuses the Crisis on Infinite Earth's Superman body. And this is probably my favorite Superman body mold. And I think the paint apps on this look really good too. This is probably the best pixelated paint apps on all of the figures I have from this wave so far. I think the pixelation looks great on this. Despite having a horrible head sculpt, I think this might be my favorite figure from the wave, just because of the body mold and the way the paint looks on it. The way the pixelation highlights the muscles, like right here on the abs, the bicep and shoulder, and the thighs, that looks really good. And the way it's done in this darker blue and then lighter blue on the inside, that looks great. The pixelated paint apps on this figure are so much better than on Aquaman, and I think it might even be better than Batman, because I do have that one as well. I think this figure just looks really, really good. Well, from the neck down, he looks good. I also really, really love this cape. This might be the best wired cape that we've gotten from McFarlane Toys. This cape is huge and it's double-sided. It's also wired all the way around. On the Crisis on Infinite Earth's Superman figure, it was just this really thin cape. And the cape on this one is much improved. Like, the cape is really, really long, it's double-sided, and it's wired all the way down the sides and bottom. So you can pose it around really nicely. I love the way that looks. And the wire has enough heft to it that it can actually hold the full weight of this double-sided cape up. So I really love that. If you want to get it straight up in the air like that, you can. The wire holds the weight of that, and it looks really good for pictures. I'm really happy with this. I really wish the Call of Duty Spawn's cape would have been like this. I think it would have been amazing if McFarlane Toys would have made it like this. There are no pixelated paint apps on the back of the figure, which doesn't really bother me. The cape is so big and wide that you're really not going to see it. But if you did want to remove the pixelated paint apps on the front of the figure, this is what it's going to look like. And if you remove those, I think you would have an ideal 90s comic Superman figure. You definitely have to find a new head sculpt, but if you remove the pixelated paint apps on this, I think it would be a perfect 90s comic Superman figure. You'd also have to probably repaint the chest logo right here, because this is stylized due to it being from the game. But yeah, if you could get a comic logo right there and get rid of these paint apps, I think that would look really, really good. And you also get some pixelized paint apps down here on the boots. I feel like it could have been done just a little bit better because of how good the pixelation looks on the blue parts up here. But that's a minor gripe. Other than that, I think the figure looks actually really good. As I said, despite the head sculpt, the body and the paint apps on this look really nice. Oh yeah, and the cape. So now, let's go ahead and go over his articulation. So he has a ball-jointed neck, but it can't look back that far. He can look down all the way. He can move his head side to side. He has shoulders that can move all the way out and spin all the way around very nicely. He has a swivel to bicep, double jointed elbows that can bend in all the way, wrists that can move up and down and spin all the way around, a ball jointed diaphragm and waist that can move back all the way, and he really can't move forward at all. I'm a little disappointed that he really can't move down that far, or really at all. And the side-to-side movement on both of these joints, it is very crunchy. So you can get it moving all the way around like that, but moving it side to side, it feels very stiff. He has hips that can do a complete split. He can kick forward all the way. He can kick back all the way. He has a very nice thigh swivel. Double jointed knees that can move back that far. Ankles that can move down all the way, up all the way, spin all the way around, and toe articulation that can move up all the way. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here he is next to the Crisis on Infinite Earth Superman figure, and for some reason mine's ball joint diaphragm here has gotten extremely loose. You can see how wobbly he is right there. This one that might actually be why the joints are so stiff on the diaphragm and waist joint. They might have improved that way it doesn't get loose like this one. Here he is next to Smiley Superman. Here he is next to the Gold Label Walmart exclusive Superman. Here he is next to Nightfall Batman. Here he is next to Justice League Task Force Aquaman. Here he is next to Platinum Flash. And finally, here he is next to Platinum Wonder Woman. So overall, this figure is definitely not as bad as I thought it'd be now that I have it in hand. I will say the head sculpt definitely irritates me, but the body, the paint on it, and even the wired cape are amazing. As I said, this is definitely my favorite figure from the Justice League Task Force wave. I think, aside from the head sculpt, it's a really well done figure. And honestly, I think removing the paint on the lips of Superman might actually improve the head sculpt. I'm not going to say it's entirely going to save the head sculpt, but I think removing that paint is going to make it look a lot better, because even looking at it right now, those lips really, really stand out. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.